welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. We now move on to Inspector Gadget, which came out in 1999. So let's get to know this cast. Matthew Broderick was John Brown, Inspector Gadget, and Robo Gadget. Rupert Everett was Sanford Scoliax and Dr. Claw. Jolie Fisher was Dr. Brenda Bradford and Robo Brenda. Michelle Trachtenberg was Penny Brown. Danby Coleman was Chief Frank Quimby. D.L. Hewley was the voice of the Gadget Mobile. Renee Auberjonas was Dr. Archimedes Bradford. Don Adams was the voice of Brain. Sherry O'Terry was Mayor Wilson. Andy Dick was Kramer. Michael G. Haggerty was Sykes. Frances Bay was Thelma. J.P. Mannix was the mayor's assistant. Brian George was the sore guru. Richard Penn was the fantastic doctor. Sonia Eddy was the hospital secretary. And Andy Hayward played Mr. Deke. Now we move on to the facts all about Inspector Gadget. Number 1, the production. This movie is loosely based on the 1980s cartoon Inspector Gadget. It was produced by Caravan Pictures and Deke Entertainment, which was owned by the Walt Disney Company at the time of production. Number 2, the filming. Filming began on July 22nd, 1998 and wrapped on October 18th. It was filmed in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Baton Rouge in Louisiana, and Los Angeles, California, with the castle-like main tower of Pittsburgh's PPG Place playing a central role. Number 3, the Gadget Mobile. It is a white and chrome 1962 Lincoln Continental convertible instead of a Matra Marina / Toyota Supra hybrid from the cartoon, and it can't transform from a minivan into a police car, and it often drives by itself. The car can camouflage himself, has a radar system to track Gadget's location, can extend his tires upwards, has retractable jail bars in his back seat, a vending machine, police lights hidden in the hood that mechanically move onto the windshield, and a jet engine he keeps in his trunk. Number 4, the box office. The movie was a moderate box office success with a worldwide gross of $134.4 million worldwide against a budget of $90 million. The reason this movie was a moderate box office success was because of the fan base. Those who grew up watching Inspector Gadget in the 1980s with the cartoon, they weren't too happy with this movie. I myself, growing up in the 90s, watched reruns of the Inspector Gadget cartoons, and I appreciate this movie because it just appealed to my generation. In its opening weekend, the movie made $21.9 million, finishing in second at the box office behind The Haunting. In the United Kingdom, it made just over £7 million. Number 5, awards and nominations. At the Golden Reel Awards, this movie was nominated for Best Sound Editing for Effects and Foley, but it lost to The Matrix. It was also nominated for Best Sound Editing for Dialogue and ADR, but it lost to American Beauty. At the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards, this movie was nominated for Favorite Family Film, but it lost to Internet Only and Toy Story 2. At the Young Star Awards, Michelle Trachtenberg was nominated for Best Young Actress for Performance in a Motion Picture Comedy, but she lost to Natalie Portman in Where the Heart Is. At the ASCAP Awards, this movie won Top Box Office Films. At the Young Artist Awards, Michelle Trachtenberg was nominated for Best Performance in a Feature Film for Supporting Young Actress, but she lost to Thora Birch for American Beauty. This movie was also nominated for Best Family Feature Film for Comedy, but it lost to Stuart Little. And at the Golden Trailer Awards, this movie was nominated for Best Animation for Family Movie, but it lost to A Bug's Life. Number 6, bonus facts. Don Adams was the original voice of Inspector Gadget in the cartoon. More than 150,000 Skittles spill in the Gadget Mobile after it crashes into Scoliax's limo. Dr. Claw makes no effort to hide his face in this movie. Anybody who are true fans of Inspector Gadget, especially the 1980s cartoons, we never see Dr. Claw's face at all. That's the whole point. You're not supposed to see his face, because in the 1980s cartoon and then the sequel movie of Inspector Gadget, anyways, we don't see his face. We're not supposed to see his face, yet here we see his face, and we see it's a handsome man face. I always thought Dr. Claw would be like an ugly looking monster or something. I don't know. More than 60 gizmos and gadgets were grafted to John Brown's body and appearance. In the cartoon, he had at least 14,000 gadgets. One of Claw's lines in the movie, it goes, "Just Claw, one word, like Madonna." It's presumably a poke at Rupert Everett's friendship with Madonna. When Gadget goes for his first ride in the Gadget-mobile, a scene had to be added in which the car points out that Gadget isn't wearing a seatbelt and puts one on for him. When evil Gadget is terrorizing the town, a Japanese man says, "This is why I left Tokyo." In another scene, Dr. Claus says, "You remind me of something Godzilla once said." These are both references to Godzilla remake movie, which starred Matthew Broderick. When the movie was released, Disney and McDonald's had tie-in promotion for the movie called Build Your Own Inspector Gadget. Does anyone remember Build Your Own Inspector Gadget for McDonald's? It went absolutely bananas. Like, you get parts of Inspector Gadget and you can build your own, like, not a little gadget. You could build your own life-size, like, Barbie doll of Inspector Gadget. I remember, like, everybody went nuts for this. Like, there was the helicopter hat, the face, the jacket that opened up, the arms and the feet and the hands you could get separately. It was insane. Kids got pieces of the Inspector Gadget toy in their Happy Meals. The promotion got so big that parents were desperate to complete the toy for their kids by going to different McDonald's stores to get the missing pieces. Many traveled to other states just to search for them. There was an ABC's news story about this promotion with some parents being interviewed in late July of 1999. Despite the movie giving a backstory as to where Inspector Gadget came from, considering the original cartoon never specifically gave an answer, there was a trading card in 1991 that actually explored this before the movie ever did. Yeah, I always wondered as a kid watching the 1980s cartoon, like, how did Inspector Gadget become Inspector Gadget, and how did Penny, his niece, end up living with him? And I just need to know, like, what made Dr. Claw evil? What happened? Like, what made Inspector Gadget Inspector Gadget? The letter G in the Gadget-mobile is a backwards letter D for the famous Disney font logo. Development on an Inspector Gadget movie began in 1993 when Universal Pictures at one point had opted the film rights with Ivan Reitman as the producer under his company, Northern Lights Entertainment. There was even a script written by Jeb Loeb and Matthew Wiseman. All future plans fell through when Disney bought the rights to Deke Entertainment, who were the distributors of the original show. And this is the last movie produced by Caravan Pictures before the company merged into Spyglass Entertainment. And there you have it, all the facts to Inspector Gadget. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.